Hey guys, this is your boy Mark Juice and welcome to the first episode of my Master League series. And of course in Master League now you can have the ability to change between players of teams, sorry, not players. But as you can see there's Superstar 10 minutes, might change that to Superstar 5 minutes, but I do choose a club team lineup. I don't start the game with the defaults and I play in the Barclays Premier League like I said I was going to. So who am I going to play with? Well, we're going to play with Swansea City. The likes of Michu, Boney, Jonjo Shelvey, absolute beasts, and I just can't wait to play with them. So, of course, I played a little bit of it before, like I played a little bit of Swansea before I knew because I enjoyed playing with them. They were good passing side and they're a bit like Arsenal, but of course they're not as developed anyway. I mean, my technical fake manager doesn't actually exist. You don't make in this one anyway. Made him Scottish, so I have more chance of getting the Scotland job because, of course, you can have national teams as well this year. So. With that being said, here's the team. It's not a relatively high rated team. It's high rated enough. I mean, it's got like Saboni, who's actually an 88 centre forward rated. I was really surprised by that. Michu 81 in attacking midfield, Jonjo Shelvey 81 in centre midfield and stuff like that. But the first thing I did, of course, was go to my youth team, see who the youth team was there. So I went out and bought this guy called Rufflin. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. He's Welsh, so it makes more sense for me to play him because of the fact that Swansea are a Welsh team. Yes, they are based in the Premier League, but they're Welsh. That makes perfect sense. I was also looking at this Izar Derby guy. My God, there are some ridiculous names in the youth teams, but yeah. And then eventually, I actually went out and bought Nuhai, who was in the youth team from the first year from PES 2013. I went out and bought him Nuhai. He's a Belgium, I think. Yeah, Belgium, 20-year-old. He's a really good centre back, so I decided to get him as well. And I thought, oh, I'll just look at the transfer list. Hey, so Sky Sports News. Okay, this of course isn't really. This is just editing for this episode in particular. But Sky Sports News came up and it was like, oh, Jack Wilshere, blah 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 blah. As if you didn't know in real life, Jack Wilshere actually got caught smoking. They don't know if it was real or not, if it was part of a prank, whatever. People say it's part of a prank. Some people are saying it's real. Generally, I don't really care as long as he still plays good football for Arsenal. I won't really care in real life, but in disguise I basically took it as an opportunity for me to actually get him in PES 2014, or at least make a bid for him anyway, because Jack Wilshere, Arsenal midfielder, caught smoking, as you can see here in this image, and it was like, oh, Arsene Wenger's unhappy and he wants to put him on the transfer list, and I was like, oh god, thank the Lord, this didn't actually happen in the game. I was just making this up now as I'm doing this now, but on the transfer list for a very small amount of money. Didn't want to sell him to another big club, so he decided to sell them. He wanted to sell him to one of the lower teams or to a different league in general. So there's Jack Wilshere on the transfer list. You'll see him in a couple of seconds. The thing with PES at the current moment, for some reason they've made the prices really cheap. So Jack Wilshere's only like 6 million. So I was like, well, screw it, I'll just make a bid for me. So I sold Monk, the English centre back, 34-year-old, to let me see, who did I sell him to? I sold him to Estoril Perea, whoever they are. I also bought Ake, the Chelsea midfielder, the 18-year-old Chelsea midfielder from the Netherlands. He has a bright future. He's actually really good in real life as well, so I thought, yeah, I'll make a bid for him. And of course, from the Netherlands, it's sort of a bit different. But there, 4.8 million. I also made a bid for Jack Wilshere, and Wilshere had an agreement over 6.1 million. That's not realistic at all, but I'm not going to complain because I need a midfielder to replace Leon Britton, who's 31 now. So, of course, I have Jonjo Shelvey is 21 as well, and I also have Jonathan Guzman, who's 26, but I don't really like using Jonathan Guzman. He's a bit too short for me. Well, Wilshere's also short, but he'll complement Shelvey quite well as well. But yeah, let's get into the first match of the season, and it is a training match against I keep saying PSV for some reason. It's PFC Cska Moscow, basically Cska Moscow, and of course with it being a training match I didn't want to put too much pressure on any of my players, so I sort of played with a relatively poor team. I went with, not relatively poor team, but I went with not the best players in my team, so like Pozuelo started, I think Shelvey played as well, Wilshere wasn't, still wasn't signed yet, and Boney of course played up front because I wanted to test him out. It was the first time I actually played with Boney, because before when I played with Swansea I played with, I believe it was Donnie up front, but here Pozuelo gets through on goal, just runs past everyone. Now this is on Superstar difficulty before any of you say anything, because some of the goals look really easy for me anyway, because I'm actually really good at this game, while some of the goals will just look relatively just like, oh, you're playing an easier difficulty. I'm really not. But here Wagner Love in the 9th minute of the match gets in the ball and runs at me, takes a shot from the edge of the box, it comes back to me, scores. He hit the post, and I was really surprised he actually took the shot from quite long range. Usually in PES 2013 didn't do that, so I thought it makes it a little bit different, eh? And of course I could have included all the highlights in this match, but you know me, I like to include only a little bit of the highlights so that it doesn't just make the match extremely long. But Jonathan Guzman here in the 13th minute picks up the ball, runs past the players, gets a shot when Berezutski fouls him. The ball's technically out of play when he actually fouls him, so it shouldn't have been a penalty, but the referee gave one anyway. I'm not particularly going to complain about that, but if that was online, I would be very, very disappointed because it's not really a penalty. But Jonathan Guzman took it, I aimed for the top left corner, and I scored in the top left corner. It's an absolutely fantastic penalty. I like the new penalty system in this as well. It's a little bit more like FIFA-like, but yes. So then we went on to the 45th minute, of course, and Chico here gets ball, Chico Flores. I might sell him because I don't actually like him in real life. I think he's a good player, but he just dives about too much. But at half-time, it was 2-1 between Swansea and Cska Moscow. I had 53% possession, 76 pass completion, playing well, 6 shots, 4 on target. And then we just go to the end of the match, and the end of the match actually was, the final score was 2-1 between Swansea and Cska Moscow. And we will see the stats. I mean, in the second half, I only had 4 shots. I think it was only 4 shots, only 10 shots, 4 on target, so I had 4 shots off target. There was really no need for me to show that. But I did improve my pass completion and my percentage of possession, of course. So, Warmer's man of the match sort of says everything. I did test out the likes of Taylor and Kanyat as well. And then we go into the final bit, and there are Wilshere and Ake are both at Swansea City. We both got 2 extremely good players for very, very cheap. I don't really know what this is with this game, but anyway, I'm not going to really start complaining because I could have just went, no, I'm not going to buy Wilshere. Thing was on it as well, Thomas Muller, and I tried to get him, but Wilshere had a 95% chance of me getting him, while Muller has an 11% chance, which makes more sense. But anyway, here's the thumbnail, Mitro on it, me on the right hand side as the manager. Well, a bit of a little fun thing. But yeah, as I change teams and stuff, I'll change the badge on my shirt and on my coat jacket, and change the player, of course, and the league in the background. So if you have enjoyed this video and you do like this music being in the background, then just comment below saying that you like the music in the background and stuff like that. And yeah, so if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for more, and catch you later.